Hi, my name is Aaliyah.
Hi, my name is Samir, and we're the owners of Mesmerizing Mount Royal.
So when we decided to build a custom home, our must-haves were for each of the children to have their own room, bathroom, their own space. In our older home, we also had a bonus room. We spent a lot of time there. And it was really hard to find a home that has that many bedrooms and a bonus room on the top floor. And so that was one of the things that we really wanted to include in our home. Also, the kitchen space was really important. We spent a lot of time here. We don't think about how much time we spend in the kitchen, but it's a lot. I wanted something that's neutral enough so it brings up the rest of the space. So, the colors, the lights, the furniture, it was a very important piece that it all needed to come together. And though I know what I like, it wasn't my job to put it together. Iman had to put it together. And she did a wonderful job creating that space and knowing what's gonna fit and how it's gonna fit together. When I brought it to Samir, obviously he had his reservations. He wanted to speak to Iman, which he did. She was very good at convincing him as to why we need a designer, and I had agreed with her fully. But as we started going through the process, just to give you an example, millwork. We had hours and hours and hours of meeting with millwork. And the things that she'd put together, I couldn't have even thought about. For example, toe kicks. We have gold toe kicks in our kitchen. I wouldn't have even thought about doing something like that. I'm like, we have to pick what color our toe kick is? Really? Like, I would have never known,
You have to understand practicality doesn't necessarily mean functional or call it necessity. So when Aliyah and I decided on this home, she mentioned the idea of a designer. And at first I was hesitant because you have another person who has their thoughts, who has their idea, their particular vision into the building process. And from my perspective, I was a little hesitant, well, more than hesitant, because you have somebody that has a say in how your home is going to look. From her perspective, she needed to make this a home. When a woman engages in this process, a home is actually what it ends up becoming.
When I looked at Iman's work online, I truly liked her work. I'd gone through a lot of her photos, a lot of her reels, and I felt a connection to it. So the design element, from the little things to the larger things, it's something that she brought to life. Obviously, she didn't do it without passing anything by us or asking our opinions or letting it sit with us and make sure we agree with it. Everything came through us, but she put it all together, right? And there's no way I could have done that without a designer. And Samir and I had a private conversation one day, and I'm like, without Iman, this project would not have been possible.